Okay, good evening. This is the meeting of the Business Committee for the Board of Trustees for United ISD. Today is Tuesday, October the 9th, and it is 6:17. We're present in the UISD Boardroom, 201 Lindenwood, Laredo, Texas. Item 1A, action items to be reviewed for the next regular board meeting, October 17th, with recommendations to be made by the Business Committee. 1, approval of monthly disbursements.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Montemayor, Mr. Ramirez, Mr. Gilpin. The Division of Finance presents the disbursements every month to the board for their review. We presented the month of December. I don't know if you all have any questions at this time.
I don't.
I said December, sorry, September.
You all have questions?
Any questions?
No, sir. All right, number 2, approval of end-of-year outstanding encumbrances.
The outstanding encumbrances are nothing more than purchase orders that we issue in a prior year, but for many reasons, we have not been able to pay it yet. Either the merchandise hasn't been received or we haven't been invoiced. So when we get to this time of the year, we need to bring the items to the board for their approval to move them from last year's encumbrances into this year's encumbrance. And it comes in with a budget allocated to each one of those amounts. We always do the 3-year history. You can see that we did really well this year. We have a second line item, I'll get to that real quick, but we used to float anywhere around $5 million to $5.5 million every single year. This year, staff did a really good job, and the campuses and the departments really responded well. And we're only presenting $3.9 million worth of POs. It's a significant decrease of our average. It's usually about $5.5 million. We also have that $5.8 million that's coming from the PPFCOs. I don't know if you all remember, in probably the middle of the year last year, we did a financing to buy buses, white fleet, and furniture and equipment for various departments and campuses. We still have a few POs that have already been issued, but we haven't received the merchandise, so we're pending to get that merchandise in, and we'll make a payment. That $5.8 million, I don't think will be on our books more than 30 to 60 days.
So it's already budgeted.
Yes. That's what you're going to do. You're going to bring in the budget to pay.
It's happened to me. I issued a check today, didn't get cash till 3 months down the line, and it messes up everything. I forget about it.
We'll do, in 60 days, they'll be off the
They'll be
books.
gone.
And this is just a breakdown of how they're divided up. You can see that we're still pending some additions and renovations that we're doing at Alexander High School, the non-bond program part that the general fund is picking up the tab for. Athletics is $271,000. Athletics will always be there. They're pretty sharp. They buy all their athletic equipment outside of the season of that particular sport. The prices are a lot cheaper, and then the lead time to get the merchandise in. So they'll always be on this report. And then we have a lot of different little categories there. Most of it is instructionally based. You can see that we bought workbooks for curriculum instruction, and we have some early college, high school instructional materials that we bought. And you can read down the line. The miscellaneous seems a little high this year. There were just a lot of POs that came in from the campuses almost in the summer towards the end that we felt were material enough as far as what they were ordering to bring to your attention to roll them into next year. It just seems a little high. That's really a small number, but we don't have these large projects here anymore. Again, going back to the fact that we're not rolling over $5.5 million, we're only rolling over $3.9 million. And then down here you have the breakdown of the financing. You could see there that we have the band instruments and the equipment. That's for some of the existing schools and the new schools that we opened this year. And then the vehicles are pretty much about 18 to 20 buses, and then several white fleet trucks that are around the maintenance, energy management area. And the rest is just aging information. And you can see that the aging of over 90 days, that $6.5 million, that's pretty much all the financing of those the buses and the white fleet vehicles. But again, once they come in, that's just a matter of turnkey making the payment and those POs close. I don't know if you have any questions over this item.
Oh, sure. Also included is a detailed listing of all the purchase orders that are outstanding for your review.
Line item by line item.
Line item by line item.
Our new system prints them out line item by line item. Apologize for that.
Okay. Number 3, approval to update bank authorization.
We've added some new schools. Our bank officer for the last 25 years retired with BBVA. We have a new bank officer Just one of those housekeeping things. Went back, she reviewed our form that we had on file. It was a little dated, didn't include these new schools. This is just a technicality. We got to get those new schools in. Nothing else has changed.
Who's in your bank?
And we're still with BBVA, but the officer changed. She retired, so we got a new officer. And, you know, when that next person comes in and replaces a previous person, they kind of look at everything and go, hey, she was kind of doing you some favors she shouldn't have done. It's nothing that bad, but we rather just be on the safe side and get everything in and the new schools in the system.
Number 4. Any
Thank you.
questions? Approval of cooperative program contract-related fees for the 2017-2018 fiscal year.
Good evening, members of the board, Mr. Santos Administrations. For the record, my name is Karina Mendoza. I am the purchasing manager. We're bringing to you the purchasing cooperatives that we belong to. CH Legal requires that we present to you the fees that, the membership fees that we pay every year. And we're presenting to you the purchasing cooperatives as listed there. And for the majority of them, they have a 0 membership fee with the exception of 2. And those are the Texas Procurement and Support Services for a membership here of $100 and the Child Nutrition Program, South Texas Cooperative Region 1 for a membership fee of $15,000, $281. Any questions?
I've got one.
Sure.
That bigger fee, is that just a fee, or does that include some kind of services, or what? It seems like a big number for a fee, or is it part of a fee for something that's a really big expenditure? What is that?
Our district utilizes a child nutrition program, all of our approved vendors, through the Region 1, which actually saves a lot of money. Instead of procuring it ourselves, they procure it. So it's a membership fee that they just charge.
So I guess our business that we do food must be pretty big.
It's
It
pretty
is.
substantial.
It is massive. It's all the food that we provide to our students. Thank you. It's me again.
Number 5, approval of award of JOC 2018-006 HVAC system upgrade for MDF and IDF rooms for various campuses.
Good evening again. Administration is recommending approval of JOC 2018-00C HVAC system upgrade for MDF and IDF rooms for various campuses to lie under construction of Texas in the base bid amount of $1,074,000 even. This amount also includes a contingency allowance of $80,000, which is for district use only and with the approval of the district. We normally do not present JOCs to the board, but because this exceeds the required amount of $500,000, we're presenting it to you. Also with me, I have Brian Aldrich, which is our engineer of record, who's going to be providing a small presentation on the actual scope of work.
Thank you. Good evening. So just to give you some background, this is doing work at 15 different sites, different campuses, multiple locations on some of those campuses. And in the MDF and IDF rooms where we have servers and network communication switching equipment, we're just making improvements to the air conditioning systems. So you can see here a list of all the campuses and the various rooms that are going to be improved by this. And if you go to the next slide, some of the existing conditions. It's over time as these campuses have grown and the technology has evolved. These rooms have been cooled as they need to be, but it's really, these are important spaces. We need to have a robust system that's going to be reliable, right? So we can keep this equipment online. So the budget with the contingency was $1.13 million, and our best qualified bid for the project came in at $1,074,000. So we have a good qualified contractor. This is important work, so we recommend approval. Any questions?
No.
I need to say, though, this is a project that's going to be funded through bond proceeds. We attempted to try and get it presented to the Bond Oversight Committee last week. We were unable to get a quorum. But I did email this package to all of the members and asked them what I would like to do is move forward with this and present it to the board, because it can become time sensitive after a while, and asked if any of them had any concerns, and none of them replied with any concerns. As a matter of fact, one of the members concurred with the recommendation.
How do you anticipate starting the project if school is ongoing and you have the students there, faculty there?
Okay.
Dr. Perez, for the record. We will run parallel. We're not going to shut down. Right now, what these particular rooms have, it's what is called a mini split. I don't know if you're familiar with those. You see them in a lot of our hotels. Over the years, we have added them. What has happened, Mr. Montemayor, as we add more technology to the classrooms, it all goes to the computer room. You know, we add a lot of our Chromebooks, which don't have a CPU built in, but required of the power of the servers. We have added wireless infrastructure, almost 3,000 access points throughout the district that don't require a separate 110 outlet. We do feed electricity over our Ethernet cable. So all of that generates more heat on these rooms. So what is happening is we could get to a point where the users, our students and our teachers, could begin to encounter what is called a thermal error. And you'll get a thermal error, you're working on your software, and all of a sudden your application shuts down because the computer room is too hot. So that's where we're at. This is the first phase. There is a second phase. All of this is part of the bond. It was presented to the taxpayers back in 2012, and it was approved. This is phase one. Phase two will encompass the rest of some of the MDFs that are also in pretty bad shape. But we'll bring you those later on.
Yes, see,
Will
these
the
are,
system that does the cooling be something different than main split, or just new ones? or-
it'll be,
Yes.
it'll be different.
Yeah, there's special air conditioned units that have humidity control so that the computer room has an appropriate level for this kind of devices. The equipment that we have in those rooms is expensive equipment. Those are our network switches that are top of the line that are providing the best infrastructure to our students.
So you're just cooling those rooms?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the mini split Mr. Pettis is talking about, but that's not even working. So we're having to cool it with portable units.
Yeah, that's what you see right now. If you open our closets, we have been adding so much equipment that you see the portable units there and the mini split working at the same time, which is not acceptable.
And just out of curiosity, what are your campuses of priority? Where do you plan on going first?
The ones that have the mini splits, the ones that are already having air conditioned issues. That's why it's a phase one.
Is that the list right there?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Is that in order of how you're going to go, prioritizing?
Yeah, I guess Mr. Menchaca.
Well, this is just a list of the campuses that are involved in this contract. That's not listed by priority necessarily. I can tell you that they're all important. Here at the central office, the main computer room is maybe the most critical, and that's involved here in this first phase.
You see the MDF, that's the main computer room, and the IDF is the smaller closet. The MDF is your bigger room, and the IDF is your independent data frame.
Manuel Menchaca, for the record. Answering your question, Mr. Montemayor, we are as such working at this moment, finishing off what is called a secondary data center. So in this case, there's going to be a mirror image of what, in this case, the IT department has right now. This is going to be over on Saunders. So what I believe that's what most probably Mr. Perez was going to be doing. Once we go ahead and have that unit, that system working right there, we will then, the first priority we would have most probably would be this campus right here, because this is where we have the main computer center is at this location, and we actually have to go ahead and replace the system that we got right here. Main concern on all of these, sir, is that you'll notice in the pictures that were shown, that we have portable units. These portable units, we have to be draining the humidity that they're actually generating. One. Second, none of these units actually also have humidity control, which is one of the prerequisites that we're doing moving forward on these areas. Okay.
Number 6, approval of awarding bids, proposals, and qualifications.
Good evening again. Staff is recommending the UISD Board of Trustees approve the following bids, proposals, and qualifications as presented. We have RFP 2018-055, Special Education Department Web-Based Data Management System, and staff is recommending eastfed.com in the estimated annual amount of $99,069.98. RFP 2018-056, Special Education Curriculum, 2N2Y LLC, in an estimated annual amount of $40,236 even. RFP 2018-060, Psychological Service Provider, to the following as listed: Cobb Pediatric Therapy Services, Clarissa Icons, PhD, Guillermo E. Gonzalez Jr., PhD, Neurobehavioral Service of Laredo, Dr. Jose P. Miranda, Jr. RFP 2018-061, Therapy Services such as occupational therapy, special speech therapy, and physical therapy, to First Choice Therapy, Cobb Pediatric Therapy Services, EPIC Pediatric Therapy, Ruth B. Cal Rehabilitation Center, Therapy Solutions of Laredo, Smarty Pants, Therapy Works by Heidi M. Gonzalez. We have no renewals for your consideration. Do you have any questions?
No, thank you.
Thank you.
Number 7, approval of requests from board members in reference to the use of Board of Trustee discretionary funds for various projects and campuses.
There are no additional requests other than the items that are included in your board packet.
B, informational items to be presented to the Business Committee, Finance Division Monthly Financial Report.
Good evening, Mr. Montemayor and Mr. Gilpin. We're bringing to you our Superintendent's Monthly Financial Report as of September 30th. There you'll see that we had a cash investment balance of $148,997,156. The bulk of that, almost 60% of it, is in our general fund, $89.2 million, and then the rest probably is broken down from our bond, our different issues from our bonds. The latest one, the $44.8 million, was the last bond that we issued in 2017. The portfolio and demand accounts is 10% of it is in demand accounts. The yield is now at 2.23%, and that has been creeping up very slowly, but it's starting to, that used to be a point something percent, but now it's at 2.23. The pool rate is 2.16%. This helps our interest income by, but then you also pay a higher interest rate on loans and things of that nature. The cost ratio, the budget at 7.95%, actual to date is 8.02%. We're allowed 11.05% by TEA. Unaudited statements, this month is the first month in our new fiscal year. We budgeted $363.8 million in revenues. Actual to date is $36.1 million, or 9.94% of our budgeted revenue. Last year at this time we were at 13.16%. Current year-to-date expenditures, $60 million. Our budget is $380.1 million. Current year-to-date expenditures is 15.81%, and prior year was 12.57%. Our tax office report, our collection rate is 99.2%, or $193,149,153 has been collected to date. And delinquent collection rate is at 28.52%. And you'll see the comparisons to last time at this, last year at this time. We also have included in this report all the bids and proposals awarded through last month. And the grants department section contains information on that department's activities for the month. So I don't know if you have any more specific questions.
What do you have in reserves right now, Mr. Santos?
I think right now we probably have about 62 million. Unassigned.
65 million.
I'm sorry, what? 65.
65 million, yes.
And we are looking, coming to the board, as we look at the auditorium, I'll be able to use a small part of that. But I think we have a plan of action to present to the board on moving forward with the auditorium.
Yes, and we will, in fact, the external auditors are coming in towards the end of this month, and we hope to finalize all those entries and have a better number as we're going along. So we should deliver an audit by December. But Sam and his staff have been posting entries every day pretty much, and I think that's a pretty good number that Mr. Santos mentioned.
Can you show me that slide again, last one, with all the numbers? At the bottom, I was just looking at the difference between 193 million versus 168 million, the last two big numbers. Why is that so different?
Well, I believe, first of all, our tax values have been going up. So, and then I think last year we,
I was seeing the years.
yes, yeah.
It's the future year that's big.
Yes, and actually the levy that we passed is over $200 million. So it's been creeping up little by little. Thank you.
No public comment.
All right, we're adjourned.